Greetings, bike guys and bike gals. I got a real treat for you today. Brand new Reiju Mr 300 Pro. Stick around. Well, greetings, bike guys and bike gals. Boy, do I have a treat to show you today. The Reiju Mr 300. And I want you to notice some things on there, like these extra clamps, these billet hubs on here, and the nice parts. If you're not familiar with the Pro version of the Reiju 300, it's like their factory edition. It comes with upgraded KYB suspension, front and rear, put together by a company called Technical Touch. And they build just some fantastic off-road stuff. And I wanted to show you just kind of an overview here. Look at it. It's got the Kian PKW carburetor, the V-Force reeds. I mean, this bike is just detailed out to the max. Sweet bike. I really like it, and I can't hardly wait to get out on the trail and show it to you. This is my first ride on this bike, and we had one in the shop last year, and it was only here for a few days, and the guy came in, and he had previously owned Gas, and he knew exactly what it was, and he wanted a new one, and so bang, it went out the door, and I never got a chance to ride it off-road. Well, it's taken a little while for the supply chains and all that other stuff to catch up, but we finally got in a couple of these Reijus, and if you're not a fan of or know anything about the Reiju, oh boy, nice steep hill to fill that 300 power on. Oh, nice. But what ended up happening was when KTM bought the company Gas, took over the name of that, and they built their own models there in Austria, they left the factory that they were building the gases in, and the company called Reiju is a very popular brand in Europe, and they bought all the rights to build the bikes, and now they are building these bikes, and they've upgraded a whole bunch of stuff on them, and it's just a sweet enduro bike. And I got a chance to get out and ride it this week, and I wanted to share some of that with you. This is my first ride on the bike. I'm just breaking it in, so I'm not hitting it real hard. I wanted to get some miles on it first, some heating and cooling cycles in the motor and that sort of thing. And I went out to a area that just got burned 2 years ago. You can see all the trees were burned up, but the trails out here are pretty fun, and so the trails are still there, and the trees are a little skinnier than they used to be. It used to be quite fun running through here because you'd wind in and out of these trees. But the doggone fires from last year in I think it was 2021, burned the area, or no, I guess this was in 2020, burned this area. But these hills are still fun to ride, and here we go, nice little getting up there. Anyway, I didn't want to just hammer the bike first time out. I like to break them in a little bit, get the suspension kind of dialed in, get it broke in, and that sort of thing. So I made a few adjustments to the clickers on it and that, and got it working real well. We are really pleased to be Reiju dealers. They build just a nice quality product, and I was really impressed with how this motor works on this thing. It has, for you guys who ride 300s, you already know what a 300 feels like. But this one is particularly smooth right off of the bottom, and it has a good pull when you get it up on the top. So it feels like, boy, it's just got all kinds of traction. It will dig into the hillsides and that, and you can let that motor idle down to different points and just chug up over rocks and things like that. And then when you come out here on the roads and you just let it rev up a little bit, pulls nice and hard, and that bike handles amazingly well. It feels very familiar to me. I've ridden a ton of KTM's, betas and TMs and that, and it feels, they're all starting to feel a lot alike. And the reason they're starting to feel a lot alike is because these guys have figured out what geometry works and what linkages work and that sort of thing. But I'll tell you, this is a really nice package here. The motor runs out nice and smooth, and it's a 6-speed transmission, so you got plenty of gears for all kinds of different off-road situations in the woods. The first gear is pretty low, so if you need to creep up over something. Second and third gear does those single tracks really well, and then as you go up, the spacing is wide, so you can get out and run it in the desert if you want to, or if you're going down a fire road like this one or something. I did come into an area where they had some warnings about private property, don't come up here. So I just rode up and turned around at the end of the road here. This is another bonus to the bike, I thought, is it's got a large muffler on it, and it's surprisingly quiet. I don't even know if you can hear it in these videos very much, but the bike is nice and quiet. I appreciate that because I like to be aware of the environment around me, or if there's another bike coming up. This particular day I was just riding by myself, but I'm going to charge up to the top of this mountain here, and we'll have a look around. I know some of our watchers of the channel, they enjoy some of the views that I'm able to put up on there too. It's not always about chasing each other up and down a canyon, although that is a ton of fun. I like to get out and explore around and look around and see what else is out there. See what the top. I love getting to the top of a mountain and looking around and look at God's creation and just appreciate it and that sort of thing. You'll see that here in just a minute. But boy, was I pleased with this bike when I got it out. The performance on it is amazing. I think I can just take it straight out of the box and go racing on it. And I know I can. This thing just really handles off-road really well, and the motor was just really amazing to me, how well it pulled and how smooth it was and all of that. So we got a nice area to ride out here, and I just was going to share some of those shots with you. But I'm going to shut up here and let you listen to the motor and watch the video. We really appreciate you guys who give us comments and that. I try to respond to everything. Subscribe, hit that notification button. We try to put out a video every week or two, and we really do appreciate all you guys that support us in that. So we have a bunch more coming up on the Reiju. Our mechanic, Scott, he bought also a Pro like this, and we're going to do a bunch of modifications to it. He likes to trick his bikes all out and put a bunch of things on them, and we're going to have a video following up on that real soon.